in modern days can be quite challenging, with students' short attention span, the lack of materials, and so many distractions. Today, we will be breaking down gamification in the classroom, which is a highly effective strategy that keeps your students motivated, engaged, and excited for your session. So let's dive right into it. Salam, this is teacher Karima, and I give amazing hacks on how you improve your teaching methods. First of all, what is gamification? Most people would say that it's using games in your classroom. That's correct, but it's not all of it. Gamification is simply taking the fun elements of a game and applying them into learning. Think of it this way: what makes a game fun? It can be the game itself, but it can also be the scoring system, the rewards, the punishments, the satisfaction of winning, the quests, the challenges, the level ups, and the list goes on and on. So you need to implement these things into your lesson plan. Second is why it works, or why do we use it? Honestly, you shouldn't even be asking this question. I mean, have you ever seen or met someone who doesn't want to play a game? Whether they're kids, teens, or even adults, everyone enjoys a good game. Third is how to use it. I've been telling you to implement game elements in your lesson plan ever since we started, but how do you actually do that? Well, let's take a look at 3 easy to implement game elements, with examples of course. The first one is scoring system. As you know, every game has its own scoring system. So should your classroom. You easily start by creating your classroom currency. Mine is chips, these little small chips over here. I treat them like money for my students. You can easily motivate your students by rewarding them or even punishing them. So you can give them a chip every time they do something good. For example, when they read their text fluently, when they win the game, when they do their homework, when they answer a difficult question. And you can also take a chip as a punishment whenever a student breaks a classroom rule, for example. Then by the end of the month, or the end of the term, or the end of the year, the student with most chips is gonna win a bigger reward. The second game element is building a competitive spirit. You know, people love games because it gives them this feeling of satisfaction when they win. Use that. Make mastering the lesson not about just getting grades, but about winning a competition, winning something against the others. This doesn't always mean individual work. You can emphasize teamwork and collaboration too. For example, I turn my reading session into a reading competition. I start by dividing the groups, and then I give them time to prepare, read with each other, like actually practice for the competition. And then we have a whole competition where we choose the best readers. Ever since I started doing this, my students are begging me for reading sessions. My last and favorite game element is task gamification. You can easily start by turning every task into a game. This is something I do a lot, so whenever we have an exercise or a task to do on the copybook or the workbook, I start by playing it as a game. It makes it much easier and less boring for students when they have to sit down and actually do the exercise because they've already played it, you know. Take true or false, for example. So for this one, I use the color code where green is true and red is false. So I give the sentences and students simply need to raise, touch, or pick the right color using tangible things like pencils, markers, Legos. Now here's something to keep in mind. You can start slow. It can be a board game for unit review. It can be the true or false example. It can be a simple scoring system. The most important thing is to take a step towards a more gamified classroom, even if it's a small step, because believe me, ideas will start coming. If you need inspiration for your next classroom game, make sure to check my social media pages. You're gonna find so many examples there. And also subscribe to this channel because I will be giving you more. You got this, teachers. Peace!